You know right, assassinate. Airport and my moja nananum shegu edigu on my
A former education minister. I was also a running mate, Emma, a former president John Dramani Mahama in the just ended and last year elections. No, Waba Bontia Babekasa na wakasa ewo entokwa esiye ewo parliament between NDC and MPP MPs. No, Miss Ususe Maminen Semwa Wakano Wakanyansasem. Now, I don't want to waste much of your time. And that's your first time or subscribe and not click the notification bell. And no end the screen to see. We understand latest news be about one sa ebeka. Yanko tie in somewhere ya mame at the etuja.
Numbers to arrive at conclusions.
Okay.
Remember the saying, oh, you can have your say, what is it? You can have your say, I'll have my way.
Yes.
That is a very dangerous statement. I see it that way. It means you are not listening. It means you've set yourself away from the path of consensus. But democracy should be, by definition, a consensus building and reaching, let me say, facility, dispensation rather. So yes, you talk all you want, scream all you want, yell all you want. You can somersault if you want. But I've made up my mind already. So you have prejudged the conclusion. That cannot be democracy.
Melodies TV on YouTube.
You see, it can be, let me use the example of UNESCO. We felt, and I think it's still there, that when we vote, it means we have failed. We reach our conclusions by consensus, no matter what. And you look at 54 then countries representing the executive board with the power blocks and a whole lot of things.
Okay.
So we could sit there forever. Even if one country disagreed, you have to bring that country on board. So you don't just watch the numbers and so, hey, let's just move on. If you want everybody to come along with a certain decision, you must have the respect, you must have the patience to listen. Okay, you don't just abuse power and say, you'll do it no matter what. That's not what it's about.
And you see a semblance
and
of that.
I think that is what has built up to this. Because you see, if we had been using consensus, if we had been, as we should have, if we had been listening to each other, as we should have, if we had factored dissenting views into our own, as we should have all over these years, we wouldn't be where we are now. But at this particular time, it becomes even more imperative because you have a hung parliament.
Okay.
If you weren't listening, then you must learn to listen now. So it's not a matter
Melodies
of going behind trying
TV on
to move the numbers, taking this to court and putting the injunction here and there. Will it bring peace? In the end, what is it that we want? What is the larger picture for Ghana? Is it a country at peace with itself or not? So we need to look at the larger picture. And then all these building blocks, where are they leading? These are conversations we must have. And if that is the case, and we have rules, we have, what did they call it, standing orders.
Yes, yeah. And the constitution.
You have all of them. It's not about me interpreting it the way I want. Who are you? You can't be bigger than the whole country. You are a representative. What it means is that you are accountable to the people who sent you there. They didn't send you there because, excuse me to say, you are the most intelligent or the most handsome or the most beautiful. Okay, so it's not about maybe my side fighting. How about the other side? Talk to the people in the streets who don't want this levy, or those who want it. Won't they cut across the lines? Okay, so and it's also a sign of how badly polarized our country is.
Okay.
To ridiculous proportions, absolutely ridiculous proportions, and in places where they shouldn't be. How can you polarize scholarship? So even on the campus, you have the. I mean, what do we want? A paper is good or is not, finished. If it's not good, let the student know what is wrong and how we can improve on it. If at that level too, among the undergraduates. Listen, then we're on the way to extinction. And it's not funny.
So what we are saying is the effect of the way we have chosen to work in a democracy.
No, you see, maybe we have not even bothered to discuss enough. What is it that we are doing? And why are we doing it that way? Especially in a multi-party democracy. Everybody brings something to the table. You know, we can compare it with
Melodies TV on YouTube.
And we also let everybody bring something. So we all bring plain rice. How are things going to work? Or we all bring chicken. Or we all bring whatever vegetables. Everybody will bring something. We need to learn to respect the views of the different things that people are bringing. And I don't think that it's a sign of defeat to say that, oh, I thought this way, but now I see your point. Okay. It's rather a sign of strength. It's a sign of strength to be able to tolerate views that don't agree with yours. And that is also an opportunity for growth. If others are doing it elsewhere, I remember I was talking to somebody who was saying, oh, but this sort of polarization, it exists. I won't mention the person's name or the country, but I said, in your country, I doubt if women wake up at 4 a.m. to go and fetch water. You've crossed that bridge. We are not even building that bridge yet. I doubt if in your country you have children walking how many miles to go to school and come back. Okay? How many subsistence farmers do you have? How much money do they get for their groundnuts that they can grow in the year? So let's not start equalizing here. You have solved some basic problems. We are here to do so. Our attention should go to the vulnerable. Okay? And try to take them out of these unacceptable levels of poverty, unacceptable levels of misery. We need to learn to take care of ourselves. We live in a country where we import everything. How much money will be enough for us? How much money will be enough for that? Everything. We live in the tropics. The weather doesn't get better anywhere than this one. Almost everything grows here. At least what we need will grow here. In it, food, clothing, shelter, everything is imported. Why are you surprised that your youth will go and drown in the Mediterranean, going to work in the factories that have imported your raw materials? Don't we see the irony? They will say, oh, you look, I don't want to be personal, but sorry, look at this room. What in this room has been made in Ghana? And anybody listening, please look in your own office or even your own home. They will say, our finishing is not good. How will the finishing get good when you have not raised the value of training? We've had our polytechnics forever. We are training low
Melodies
level,
TV
level.
on YouTube.
All those who do the furniture that you like, how are they trained? And who says your children cannot be trained that way? And I think these are some of the conversations we must have.
But there are those who also say, if you look at this current parliament, the challenge is actually a challenge of leadership. You talk about conference, we've had the majority leader consistently speak. Under former President John Dramani Mahama, the Right to Information Bill was ready. They could have passed it when they wanted to, but because the other side disagreed, they decided to shelve it until they are able to come to a consensus. Do you think the leadership currently is also troublesome?
Maybe we are all troublesome. But I mean...
it's unhelpful. Perhaps that's the language
no, I think that more, at least seriously, they're also going through a phase.
Okay.
And I don't know who is helping them.
Okay.
I don't think they've also ever faced this situation.
Okay.
So they are using the old method.
When they had 169 to do it.
It's about old wines in new skin or something like that.
Okay.
And the confusion will happen.
Okay.
It's rather unfortunate. We shouldn't get to this level at all. Shouldn't get to this level. But who is helping them? What's a hung parliament? What do we understand by that? What strategies should occur? That is why, if we are taking our democracy seriously about consensus building right from the beginning, we may have some roots to work with. But because that had not been so strong in the past, now we are just floundering. Whoever thought that a fight can break out in our parliament? And it's not only this time. It started in January.
Yeah.
Is it 6 or thereabouts?
Yes. The dawn of the 7th.
Can you imagine? Ghana? Because it has to be the old method of, I don't agree with you, like it happened during the elections. So I've taken the ballot box and I'm sending it to the EC office. And by the time you get to the EC office, the ballot box has disappeared. No, that's not acceptable. If they need help, and I think some of them need help, let us find where that help will come and give it to them. Because in the end, it's not about them, it's about all of us. The effects will accrue to all of us. And if a study has come out to say that over 90% or 80% of the people dislike something, it means that going forward, you need to adopt a different strategy in coming to that announcement.
Okay.
And that's why, for me, I'm a very strong one for public education.
Okay.
You need to be open. You need to be transparent. But if I'm telling you everything is fine, we are doing well, self-flagellation.